Hi everyone, welcome to another video. It is October 1st, which means it is time for the best art challenge of the year, Kattober. And for you who don't know, Kattober is my own version of Inktober, which is a monthly art challenge during October. So I've done my own prompt list once, 2020, and I've gotten a lot of requests to bring it back, so here it is. But of course, since it is my list, you're supposed to draw cats. What else? And if you want to participate yourself, you can find this list on my social medias. So the prompt for today, October 1st, would be autumn, but I want to do it a little more interesting. So I have actually put all the prompts in this jar. So by random, I'm gonna pick a few prompts and combine them into one drawing. So the first prompt will be tiny, like a tiny cat maybe. Let's pick another one. And we got ghost. So a tiny ghost kitty. Actually, let's pick one more. Stone. So we got tiny ghost and stone. Yeah, let's try to make something from that. And what first came to mind is actually tiny little ghost kitties. Yeah, I think that would be cute. So now I have to illustrate that the cats are actually small. And the best way of doing that is to put them beside something that is bigger. So I think since we have stone, maybe like a headstone on a graveyard. R.I.P. of course. And I could have little ghost kitties flying around the stone. Yeah, I think that is an idea. I can make it like a really old grave. First idea that popped up in my mind I actually like, so that is good. This is the more refined sketch that I'm gonna go with. Got the little ghost kitties hanging out on the graveyard, and I will have this oval shape background. I think that would be a nice framing. So yeah, I'm gonna transfer this to watercolor paper and then we'll just continue from there. So for this piece, I wanted to go the more traditional Inktober route by using actual ink. I will start by doing all the line work with my trusty old favorite inking pen, the Unipin brush pen. It gives such nice thick lines, but can also be used to make thinner lines, which is the great thing with brush pens, the versatility. I ink everything besides the little ghost kitties because I want them to look light and transparent, you know, like actual ghost. Doing line work always makes me a little nervous because I'm a perfectionist, but everything is supposed to look very organic. The gravestone is weathering apart and has fallen to pieces. There is leaves and mushrooms, so it doesn't have to look perfect. Then it's time to add some color or non-color, since I will be using Black India ink, my favorite. As you can see on this paint palette, this one has been used for ink before. It has become my dedicated ink palette. By mixing ink with a bit of water, I create ink washes and then I paint it on like watercolors. I'm pretty sure that most of you know how paints work. But yeah, I haven't worked with liquid ink in a while, so it was a lot of fun to revisit this medium. I just love seeing the ink spread on the paper. And the nice thing with working in grayscale like this is that I don't have to think about color or color composition. I can just focus on the contrast. I try to leave a bit of white areas and also make deeper shadows, just so that everything isn't blending apart into a gray blob. Also, even if I am using ink for this piece, this isn't Inktober, it is Kattober, which means that you can use any art medium that you like, and you can draw as many prompts as you like too. If participating each day would be too much for you, just pick a prompt that inspires you on that day and draw it. Make a sketch or a full painting, whatever you prefer. I don't know yet if I will be able to participate each day myself, but I think I'm gonna try, since it is my list after all. But if I can't make it, I am not gonna force it. Also, if you don't want to draw cats, you can just use my list as it is, or if you want to draw a different kind of animal or creature, you can do that too. I really like how this little scene is coming together, very simple but yet atmospheric, and when I created it I just thought that it was a few small ghosts hanging out in an old graveyard, a very cute little scene, but then our fiance pointed out when he saw it that it looks pretty sad. It is like the ghost cats are keeping their long gone dead owner company by their gravestone, so now it has a bit of a sad but sweet vibe to it, but that is what I love about art, that there's so many different ways that you can interpret it. I had a lot of fun with this one and all the prompts are there: tiny, ghost and stone. Alright, so let's pick a few more prompts and see what we can make from that. Sparkling and vegetable. Let's pick the last one. Oh, we got dessert. Sparkling, vegetable and dessert. Let's try to make something from that. And what first popped up in my mind, of course, is a pumpkin. And then we have the sparkles that automatically makes the whole pumpkin magic. But then we also have dessert, and then I'm thinking of pumpkin pie. Confession, I have never had pumpkin pie. I have had pumpkin spice latte once, but didn't really like it, to be honest. I'm not sure they taste the same though. So we need to put a cat into this as well, so like a little baking witch, baker witch that just made a pumpkin pie. Then we need to bring in the sparkling prompt as well. So maybe she's using magic to bake the cake, so like baking utensils flowing around her. I think that would be a nice composition. Something just hit me. Is pumpkin actually a vegetable? Nope, it's not. I just looked it up. It is a fruit. Some people see it as a vegetable since it isn't sweet, but technically it is a fruit. Well, then we just have to turn our pumpkin pie into a carrot cake, I suppose. Maybe not as magical as a pumpkin, but more accurate. I mean, pumpkin and carrot are basically the same. They are orange with little green on top. So, alright, so here we have the finished, more refined sketch, and I love it. I think it turned out so cute. We have the little baking witch kitty holding a carrot cake, and we have all the baking utensils and ingredients flowing around her by magics, hence the sparkles. So let's jump into the actual art. As I mentioned, when doing Kattober, you can use any art medium that you like, and last Kattober 2020, I used the SIG Art and Graphic twin markers instead of using ink wash, so I only used the gray pens that I had in this set, but today I wanted to try a few more colors, but I chose to go with a fairly limited color scheme: orange, yellow, brown, pink, green and purple. It still sounds like a lot of colors, but I don't use a lot of different shades or anything. As these pens are water-based, I decided it would be safer to do the coloring first and then do the line work last. I have noticed that even if an ink pen is waterproof, water-based markers have a way of smudging the lines anyway, so better be safe than sorry. I'm doing all the coloring first. So the purple pen that I used for the hat, blouse and oven mittens, the cap on the pen, it looked very purpley, but then the actual color is more bluish, and I first thought that it would work anyway, but I will actually fix that later because I wanted purple in there. And I'm using this smooth Bristol board for this piece, which is thick and durable, and it works so well with these very juicy pens. They still turn out a little streaky, but that is just how water-based pens are. If you don't want streakiness, then you should use alcohol-based markers instead. But I like the texture though. It kind of looks like watercolors or ink maybe. and I thought they were pretty fun to work with, and it's always nice working with a limited color palette. You have to make what you can with what you've got, and it also helps makes the art feel more cohesive. And I was going for a more minimalistic coloring style. There isn't a lot of shading. I mainly use flat colors, even if the pens seem to be fairly blendable since they're very juicy, but I want to keep it simple as much as I could. So to tie all the little pieces together and to make the magical sparkles stand out, I wanted to add a colored background around the character. I went with this light blue color. That turned out to look almost exactly the same as the purple color that I used for the hat and blouse, so they pretty much blend together, and I tried to separate them a little by adding an uncolored white line around the character, and it helped a little but not a lot. They still blend together. So I took the pink pen that I used for the ears and the cheeks, and I went over the hat, the blouse and the mittens to make the blue purple, and it worked surprisingly well. I was a little worried that it would eat on the paper to layer the pens multiple times, but it wasn't really a problem. It is a very sturdy paper. The purple turned out a little darker than what I had in mind, but it is still much better than before. Also, aren't those paw oven mittens just so freaking cute? I want some myself. Anyway, it is time to tie it all together once more with some line work, and I'm using the same brush pen as in the previous piece. To be perfectly honest, I was a little hesitant to this piece during the process. It looked very splotchy and uneven, and I wasn't a fan of the colors, but together with the line work, I think it looks really neat. Again, it looks like watercolors or ink. I also think it is so much fun to use some of the art supplies that I don't use a lot. I have so many different, but I still tend to only use markers or watercolors. But yeah, this one turned out so cute and colorful. A witchy kitty baking a carrot cake using magic, as we can see on the sparkles around her. So here we have them, a little painting, a drawing, created by using the Kattober 2022 prompt list. I really like how different they are from each other, how different kind of pieces I could create by using different art mediums. I had so much fun using liquid ink again, but it was also very fun trying out a new art medium. I really love how both of them turned out. Please let me know which one you like the most. This one I definitely like a lot more after adding the outlines to it. It really tied it all together. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to participate in Kattober yourself, you find the prompt list over at my social medias. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I will see you next time. Keep drawing my happy cats. Bye!